Hey guys, welcome to Denny's. Today we're going to jump into the most efficient and new, quickest way to farm Void Erosion 30 in the first Descendant. As of today, March 15th, this meta will be ever changing, but I want to put out a video to show you guys just how fast you can get it and how easy you can get there. So yeah, enjoy the video, like the video if it helped you out, subscribe if you feel that I've earned it, and follow me over on Twitch because we did all this live on Twitch. And yeah, I'd love to see you guys over there, but let's jump into the guide and video. All right, so we got a little bit of a preface before we get into it. This is going to be a Serena build. I'm going to detail the setup and kind of what you're going to be using, but I highly suggest that you stay to see how you do it because it's not as simple as just kind of using the build. You have to do some gameplay to make it go faster. It actually is quite enjoyable to farm cores this way. It's a little bit less mind-numbing than just spamming glay rockets, but if you like that, no, not trying to insult you, I like it too. But this is definitely a cool new way to do it. So we have some changes on our Albion Cavalry, and I'll go into the Serena build. So to start it off with the Serena build, we have got the setup basically is going for maximum cooldown, maximum duration, and then we're also trying to get as much HP as we can get without losing MP. So that's why we run HP amp instead of the one that loses MP. I think it's called Stim Accelerant. Yeah, focus on fire and tech completely for cooldown. No reason to use this other than cooldown. That's the only reason I'm using them, just for cooldown. And then this is going to be energy collection in place of MP collector. I do think once MP collector is fixed, we will run MP collector in there. So emphasis on that. MP collector will replace this when it's fixed. It's currently bugged. And then yeah, maximize conservation is going to help us with the cost. Very good on Serena. This is going to be the setup for the gunning build. I do not have shot focus on here, but you'll see we don't really need it when you take a look at the runs that I'm doing in the background. I'll kind of throw them in, edit them over this audio whenever I am kind of going over things, and you can feel free to take a screenshot of the build because I will be editing over the the runs and whatnot. But yeah, we're going to look at the reactor. So for the reactor, just skill duration and cooldown. Actually, it doesn't really matter what reactor you use. You can use singular, fire singular, but that really will not help you out. It's pretty much just a matter of using cooldown and duration to make sure that we have our fourth ability at 100% uptime. So as you guys can see, Redemption's Judgment, 24 seconds, and then the cooldown is 20. Now you need to note that it is Redemption's Judgment I'm talking about and not Prayer of Redemption because we're never going to be using that ability on the ground. And then for the components, Ascending Armory is a must. It does matter. Your rolls do matter. I was lucky enough to get a max HP gold roll as well as MP recovery out of combat. Don't really need MP recovery out of combat, but it is nice to have. And then I've got, sadly, not a max roll of the max MP on here, but I do have the MP recovery in combat. This is just from all the runs I've done trying to get the new weapons in Serena. Terrible memory, MP recovery modifiers, all I'm going for on that. And then just totally pointless to run anything on your processor. You just want the 4-set. What the 4-set does is every time you reload, it has a 10-second cooldown, but every 10 seconds when you reload, you're going to get 10% field supplies. So that means 10% ammo just in your reserves for free. Very wonderful. Also, the skill cost, very helpful in this case because Serena is a MP. She uses a lot of MP. So yeah, definitely MP drainer. Make sure to use the Ascending Armory processor. And then as far as the weapons, this is the most important part. This is going to be the Albion Cavalry that I'm going to be using. I didn't get any time to really test out the Restored Relic, but I think it could potentially be also very good. But ammo will be an issue with that, so we'll probably save that for like the boss trash or at areas of the room that have a lot of mobs in them to make it maybe clear a little bit quicker. But we're going to go into the Albion Cavalry. So for the cores, we have Fire Rate, of course, our favorite. Chill Attack, Firearm Crit Rate, Fire Rate again. So we have 2 Fire Rates, very important. That's the most damage we can get. Keep that in mind. Fire Rate is capped at 2,000, but if we check real quick, we are at 1255, so we don't have to worry about that. And yeah, we definitely want to get Fire Rate. So Chill Attack, and people may be wondering why we're getting Firearm Critical Hit Rate. Well, Critical Hit is broken, and even though the Albion Cavalry does not have a very high Critical Hit Rate, there's going to be so many instances of damage that it really doesn't matter at all, actually, as to kind of basically the crit itself, right? So like if you're critting 17% of the time and you shoot like 1,000 bullets at once, obviously you're going to crit like a ton of those. It's going to do a ton more damage. So critical hit rate is actually quite important. That's why we did not do critical hit damage. Obviously, this is going to be changed up from the Haley build, and honestly, it's going to be way better than the Haley build. Just to keep it real with you, this is absolutely leaps and bounds better than the Haley build, just because the ammo economy that we have and a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, that is the cores. And then for the rolls, we've got chill attack, critical hit damage, critical hit rate, firearm attack. Now you can change the chill attack for like weak point damage or something, or damage against darkness. I don't think it matters that much. I just think that we want to have critical hit damage, critical hit rate, and firearm attack. I think that's the most important for sure. And then that is the Albion Cavalry. As far as the mods, I definitely changed this up a lot on stream. I kept running out of ammo, so I went for concentrate ammo and expand weapon charge instead of chill priority. I do think that chill priority is probably going to be better than chill enhancement here. I was just kind of running around with chill enhancement just because. But yeah, that is the setup for the mods. You've obviously got a little bit of crit. Well, a lot of crit. We want insight focus, better insight. Concentration priority, better concentration for the critical damage. And then you've got the action reaction rifling reinforcement, fire rate up, and then the ones I already spoke about. So yeah, that is the setup for the Albion Cavalry. And then that is the build in total. I tried messing around with the ATAMs. You'll probably see a few fails of me trying to get it on the last boss. You can definitely get it to kill the boss if you build the ATAMs for it, but I really don't want to build my ATAMs just for chill damage on the last boss. You might not even need to be honest. But yeah, I just wasn't able to consistently one health bar him with the toxic setup that I currently have and the weak point and everything like that. So yeah, you can probably one health bar him, and this is probably the fastest way to do it, but I didn't really want to mess with that anymore, so I just went ahead with Albion Cavalry and just bursted him down with Albion Cavalry. Also, if you have a last dagger that was already built for him, you can use that too for his like health bar. It's going to melt it, pretty much guaranteed on Serena, obviously just like it does Tormentor. But yeah, that is the Albion Cavalry. It is the best way to go for the mobbing aspect, and it does a lot of damage to the boss's health too, so you really don't have to worry about that. And then we will jump into the Inversion Reinforcement really quickly. So the Inversion Reinforcement is actually pretty important. We want to make sure we're taking Aerial Maneuvering Raider. This is bugged. It's only 18% multi-hit chance right now. It might actually be a visual bug, or it could be that we really do get 100% multi-hit chance. We'll have to see when they say something about it. Chill focus rounds. This is going to do more damage to the faction that's inside of the Void Erosion 30. And then we've got Strike Point Amplification. So Strike Point Amplification giving you that extra weak point damage. You can run like max MP. You can run literally whatever you want. It doesn't matter. I think this is barely a damage increase, but it's at least a little tiny damage increase, so that's why I run it. Instead of that, you could pick up something like selective, where is it right here? Selective neurostimulation. This will give you MP if you're having any MP issues. So yeah, there is the inversion tree. Now we'll jump into kind of how to do it. I'll kind of commentate a live run, if you will, I guess, to kind of give you guys an idea at what you are supposed to be doing and kind of make it as efficient as we can to farm these cores and have some fun while we're doing it, because Serena is a blast to play, especially with guns like Albion Cavalry that spread your damage and stuff. So yeah. Actually, first, before I do that, I want to go over her abilities really quickly. So I just want to go over one specifically. This is going to be when we're in the air. We're going to take a look at the general rounds additional effects. So if you take a look, it says multi-hit chance increase and multi-hit damage increase 50%, 50%. So that is taking effect with Albion Cavalry, and that is giving us a ton of extra bullets with Albion Cavalry, which are all ricocheting and doing a ton of damage. So that is why we are using the general rounds effect when we're in the sky as much as we can. You don't have to be in the sky all the time. It does a lot of damage without it, but that is nice to know. And then also, you only want to use your redemption when you're in the sky. Okay, with that being said, let's jump into the footage and I can commentate it and kind of tell you guys how to do stuff. All right, so when we are starting off, always press your fourth ability while you're in the air with about 3 to 2 seconds left. That'll give you enough uptime so where you're not using it while the timer starts. We're going to jump in and immediately look for every single yellow bar. So the whole point of running with this setup is you want to find the highest health target to ricochet off of and make sure that all those bullets are ricocheting and also multi-hitting off of, so that way you can do damage to everything around it. You'll notice that I'm making a lot of mistakes for sure, but all you have to do is just make sure that you are aiming for every single yellow bar right off the rip, and then As far as these open rooms that you start out in, you're going to want to make sure that you use your wings as much as possible, because that's going to give you the extra multi-hit chance while you're in the air, obviously with the inversion reinforcement, and it's going to get you the extra multi-hit chance and damage with Serena's ability. I don't know if it's 100% working, but I did notice that I definitely was killing faster when I was in the air. That is a fact. I'm not a math guy, not a testing guy to see if it's working after 1,000 tries, but it does look like it is doing more damage, and that's all I care about. Higher numbers, more damage. Yeah, so make sure you're using your wings in these open areas, and then aim for the highest health bars. Other than that, whenever you get into the enclosed areas, obviously you're going to want to turn off your wings. When you turn off your wings, you're going to still do a ton of damage. Just really look for that yellow bar. The only thing I could improve on my time is I got to press tab more so I can basically see the mobs through walls. I'll be able to know which one is the lieutenant mob or the yellow bar mob a little bit easier. That's something I recommend you guys do that I didn't do in these clips. But yeah, this is my fastest run, and you can see I'm just making sure that I turn my wings on when I'm out in open areas, and then turning them off when I'm in the hallways. And yeah, getting stuck. Another big thing is ammo. So if you're running the Ascendant set and you have the new dog, you might have a little bit of an easier time with ammo, but you're still going to have to pick ammo up every now and then. So as far as ammo, guys, just get used to kind of running down, picking up ammo whenever you kill a pack, and see if you can get one of those white ammo general rounds to drop. And that'll be pretty easy once you get used to it. Obviously, it takes a little bit of running this if you want to get really fast with it. But if you want to be efficient, honestly, you don't even have to try this hard. You just run the Albion Cavalry on the ground and just go really quick. It's really not bad at all, and it's very, very fun for sure. I think Serena's awesome. I think that a lot of her is being overshadowed just by how overpowered her, tormentor kills are and everything like that. But it's actually quite fun, in my opinion, to run stuff like this, even though it is pretty overpowered and we might see it. I don't know if we're going to see it tuned down or not. We'll see. It's very, very fun. But anyway, that's a tangent. Yeah, we're pretty much done with all the tips and everything. We're kind of getting towards the end of the run where you're going to see what I do to the boss. And like I said in the footage, I was trying ATAMs, but if you can get ATAMs to work, then definitely run ATAMs, but I just ended up using the Albion Cavalry. And Restored Relic might be good for clearing the mobs that the boss spawns, but at the end of the day, I just used Albion Cavalry. Make it as simple as I can. Use one gun for the whole run. You'll still get consistent 3 to 4 minute runs, and even if it's sub 5 minute, this is amazing for farming cores. We're going to get cores extremely, extremely quick, and it's a lot better than running around, in my opinion, again, than running around with Glay with Restored Relic, just because obviously I guess it might be easier, but it takes a little bit longer for certain, and it's just not as fun for me. But yeah, the run is pretty much over. I'm curious what you guys think as far as the comments below. Let me know what you guys think of Serena. I know a lot of people are upset she's super broken. I'm indifferent. I think that it's not really a challenging game in the first place. If you want it to have the most challenge you can get, then if you want to be kind of like a speed runner, you can try to be at the top of these leaderboards. I think that's the only challenge that this game has right now. Obviously, it's pretty clunky and cheesy to get to the top of leaderboards sometimes, but you're definitely skillful if you're able to get to the top of the leaderboards. There's no doubt in anybody's mind. There is some challenge to that. It's a lot of challenge, actually. Not everybody's going to be able to do it because people that do it are pretty insane. But yeah, I was able to get something like somewhere in the top 100 with this, but I'm sure it'll be 1,000 by the time I wake up tomorrow. Anyway, very good setup. Let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Follow me over on Twitch. I would love to see you guys there. Like the video if it helped you out. Subscribe to the YouTube, and I will see you guys later. Have a good one. Peace out. Goodbye.